Hello, Taurus. I'm going to give you guys the opportunity to come on in the room. I'm going to wait for you to come on in. Taurus, this is going to be a love reading. So we're going to see what's going on with you and your love life. I am going to be using these cards. I don't necessarily like the way that they sound when I shuffle, so I'm just going to go ahead and pull from the top. Not my usual normal way of doing tarot, but I'm just letting you know why I'm doing it that way. They kind of got this corduroy. They kind of got that corduroy sound, and I'm not a big, I don't really like that sound too much. But anyway, let's go ahead. Let's get into your reading. Taurus, let's see what's going to come out. It literally takes so long for YouTube to let you guys know that I'm live. Like, I literally have been sitting here for the past 2 or 3 minutes and it did not show up on my computer. That is the craziest thing. Anyway, let's go ahead. Let's get into your reading, Taurus. This is going to be your love reading. Everything that I pull is going to be upright. Okay. So this is for Taurus. Let's see what comes out here for Taurus. Love. Taurus, love. I'll take it. You only had 2. So you had the 5 of Pentacles and the Knight of Cups. At the bottom of the deck, you have the 4 of Pentacles. Now, I mean, I'm not, okay, so I don't know who's doing this. I'll say it this way. There's this element where someone feels that no one can take, let's say the person name was Keisha, okay? Someone is basically saying, no one can take Keisha's spot. No one can take Craig's spot. Someone in this reading is believing that, whether it is you believing that about someone that you have so much love for, or someone is thinking that way about you. Like, you're trying to move on with your life, but they're trying to convince you that you're like the only person for them. You're the only one for them. But that is very much so real in this reading, because you also see here with the 4 of Pentacles, someone is holding on very tightly. Someone is like, I don't want to let go. And Taurus, we've seen this plenty of times in your read, right? We've been talking about that, and I really do believe it's you. I feel like it's you. Don't come for me. It could be the other person, whatever, right? And what's so interesting about the reading is that the Knight of Cups is here, which means someone is actively pursuing. Someone is always actively pursuing. So because they have this feeling about, oh, I just love Taurus so much, or Taurus, you feel that way about someone, it's like, let me call them. Let me talk to them. You know, I want to let them know how I feel, because this is very romantic. The Knight of Cups come in with feelings. I have to tell you how I feel, Keisha. I have to tell you how I feel, Craig, right? This person comes in there on that. And the 4 of Pentacles is like, the way I'm coming in, I'm going to let you know that I don't want to let you go, with the 4 of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. Now that's deep, because it's only 2 cards. But that is what this is saying. Someone is like, no one else can replace you. You miss them when they're not around. Okay? Literally, like when they're not around, you miss them. And it's so interesting, because look at how she feels when this could be you, like when your person isn't around. Look at how you feel. It's like life is just blah. You're suffering on the inside. And sometimes you're even motivated to call them. Like, I usually don't text them. I usually don't call them, but I just got to. I just want to see how they're doing. I want to see how they're feeling. And then the Knight of Cups happen. Oh, yeah. I mean, I'm saying somebody got it bad. This is really an Usher song. Somebody got it bad. Okay? It's reading. All right. And remember, those 2 cards came out together. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to see what else is going to come out. You said, girl, I am going through it with another Taurus. It could be with any sign. It can literally be with any sign. But let's see what else comes out. Let's see if anything else pop out. This is for Taurus. I haven't been on live in a while, so the algorithm has not been picking you guys up until after it's finished. So most of you won't see this until after I'm done. which sucks. All right, so nothing else wanted to come out. Let's see. I'm just going to do it this way. I trust it this way. I trust doing it this way. Whoo-wee. Oh my gosh. Oh, when I tell you, listen. The Eight of Cups is so interesting because this is like a decision. Like, she's going up the steps, but she's not all the way up the steps. I like when I see like pictures like this because you can tell she's down far enough where she can always turn back around. But she feels like she needs to leave. She feels like she needs to go. How many times have she tried? All of these different times she tried to share her love with someone and they rejected her or they didn't open their arms to her. So she feels like, I have to go. I have to go. I don't want to. I don't want to, right? Because we saw the Four of Pentacles, but I have no other choice. This is hurting me too much. And this is interesting because I want to tell you what I see with the person that you're dealing with. Let's say it's you. Let's say you've done everything you possibly can do to you. You're trying to not make the person love you, but you're trying to see that you love them. You want them to see that you really do love them, right? But let me tell you what's going on with them. See, your person is suffering from other pains that they feel that you cannot fix. You feel that you can fix it. You feel that you can fix them, and they're like, no, you can't. Because, see, they're suffering from other woes that they haven't even told you. So how are you going to fix something that you don't even know about? But you feel it. See, with them, this is going to take therapy for them. It's going to take a lot of healing. They need to be healed for whatever reason. For some of you, you've been dealing with people who have had addictions to drugs, alcohol, who've been abused by their parents, who've been abandoned, who've been neglected. And here you are trying to love this person. And they're like, listen, ain't nothing you can do. The more you try to love on them, they turn their back on you. This is what you see. You're like, where are you going? I'm here. Where are you going? You see, the dynamic in the relationship is so off. I love the way you love, Taurus, and they love the way you love, but sometimes it could be too much. And it's insulting to you because you don't understand why it's not working. You don't understand why they're not receptive to the message, why they're not receptive to you. You have no idea. I remember before someone that I was dealing with a long time ago, they suffer from abuse, right? And it's like, I was almost too afraid to even ask what kind of abuse. I'm like, well, what kind of abuse? Because I'm not capable of helping anyone if it gets too deep. Not like that. I can't help someone who may have been abused by their parents because what can I tell them? You have the healing element here with this person that lets me know that there are wounds that are so tender. They are so, it's just sitting right there at the surface where it's like any little thing that can trigger memories of what they experienced with whatever this is. And me being psychic, me being able to do this for a living, I know for a fact that I can't help people like that. Like, I just can't. I can't reach someone within a year. But this is what you've been doing. Y'all always got the deepest reading. Shout out to you, Taurus. Honey, when I tell you, you and Sagittarius, I'm a Virgo. One thing about me, Virgos be tripping sometimes. I love their reads, but Virgos don't get as deep as Taurus and Sagittarius. And right now, we only got 3 cards out, and look how deep it got. Because see, I see your person. I see what they're going through, and I see what you're going through because you're like, I just want to love you. Can you please love me back? That sucks. because you're very open, you're very giving, and very, you know, charitable. Let's get some more on Taurus love. Oh my God, that was so on point. It's like I always know when to stop. It's exactly what I was thinking. Let me tell you what's so interesting about this. This has been an in and out thing. This has been an off and a on. This is the same energy we've been talking about, like Taurus. All right. Taurus, you got the page of swords and you got the 6 of swords. That's right. That's what I thought. Oh my God. This has been in and out energy. There's something that happens with you when they come back in. It's almost like your soul is at peace. It's something that happens, all that warm feeling. Because see, when you're here, you feel that coldness. It's just like the world is horrible. I don't even want to be here. The world is horrible. I ain't got no reason to live. I ain't got no reason because they're the best thing that ever happened to me, and they ain't in my life no more, and I don't know what to do. But baby, when they come in, there's this peace that just like a wave that comes over you. That's what this is saying. 6 of swords is sitting there. Because you had a little conversation. It's not even saying that the person is giving you the world. It's just because they're giving you something. They're giving you some type of insight. The page of swords talks about just a little bit of insight, just a little bit of conversation, just a little bit of you. And then here you are in the 6 of swords energy, like, that feels so good. Okay, they're talking to me. They're talking to me. They're saying that we can go out somewhere. We're about to plan. We're about to do a little bit of something. Now, I do have to give you credit. In the beginning of this connection, there was this thing that happened. You felt like it's something about them. They felt so familiar to you. You were just like, oh, this is like a soulmate energy. Like, I didn't really feel anything. I didn't feel anybody the way that I felt this way about them. Like, I can't even put my finger on it. It's something about them. I see that in your reading. So I'm not going to even say it is you. I'm not going to say that it's your fault. I'm not going to say you need to get over it. I'm not going to say all that. No, I'm not going to say that because I see it. I know why you're like this. I know why you're acting like this and why you feel that way. Absolutely. Totally. But the only thing that I'm saying is that the reality is that they don't stick around. I always have this thing where I say it hurts to leave, but it hurts even more when they're gone. And so it puts you in this weird predicament. You don't know what to do. You don't know how to feel. You don't know how to be. You don't know how to be. So here it is again. The person comes back in. I'm still seeing them in your reading as we speak, Taurus, actually. So like, let's say they're gone right now, and they're going to come right back in. This is the same person, by the way. If they're gone right now, I see them coming right back in. You're going to start the same thing over and over again. It's going to start the same thing right back up. This is for Taurus. Okay, I'm not going to take it, but he did have something that flipped, but I don't know how many that flipped. Let me see. You had 2. I'll take it. You had 2. Was that only 2? Oh boy. Oh boy. Seven of Wands. I just told you this person is coming back up in here. 7 of Wands is saying, like, how open are you when they come back in? Like, are you like, do you have your arms wide open? Are you like, oh, baby, I miss you. Come in. Just come in. Like, there's really no resistance. Because a little bit with the Seven of Wands is like, could be cap energy. It could be like, I'm just going to pretend that I don't want to be with them. I'm going to pretend that I'm not going to answer the phone or open the door. I want to pretend that I don't care. I want to pretend, right? And the reason why I say that it's just you, this is performative, because everything else in your reading is almost showing me that you let them back in. The longer they wait, the harder it gets for you. And I almost feel like they know that about you. Like if they stay away long enough, that they know soon as they come back in, you're going to open up. They already know that you're going to be a little defensive. They already know that about you. But then I'm looking at your reading and I'm like, yeah, I know that about you too. They see through you. They see exactly what you're doing. But the Seven of Wands is saying you are going to have to stand your ground. You're going to have to stop letting this person back in so easily. You got to stop doing that. Because they're not healed. It doesn't matter what you do. I think I talked about this the other day to somebody. I don't know who I said this to, but I even when I said it, I was like, oh, that was a bomb-ass way of saying it. When I said your and I don't know, I could have said that, I could have told you that, but your silent treatment does not force them to do anything. You standing your ground is for you. This is the safety of you. This is the protection of you. It has nothing to do with them. So when you block this person, you're blocking them because you don't want them to call you. Ever. But you're not doing it because you're trying to prove a point. Okay? But I do see that there's this period of where someone stays gone for a while or someone leaves for a while and then they come right back on in. And you want to know what they're doing when they're gone? Distracting themselves with other people. You know it. Because I see the other people. The other people are not making them happy either, because not only are they having sex with other people, but they're also drinking and drugging. They're doing that as well. They're doing whatever they have to do to distract themselves from the pain. The pain that you've been trying to keep them from feeling, but they're not there yet. They're not on that. They're not on that level. You only wish them to be. I'm going to tell you what that is in a second. Thank you. Whoo, King of Cups. Wow. Look at that. At the bottom of the deck, you got the Three of Pentacles. You see here with this Temperance card, Temperance talks about balance. And in some kind of way, you reconciling with yourself that something isn't meant to be. Because you cannot be a sacrificial lamb in this connection forever. I like the fact that this woman have a teacup here, because I mean, technically, it's, you know, the Temperance card is always showing the person pouring the water in the other bucket, right? When you have tea, aren't you in a state of relaxation? Aren't you in a calm place? Most people drink tea when they're at spas or right before they go to sleep, or even when they're healing from a sickness, right? So you see the reason why I say it's a reconciliation within yourself, where you're balancing yourself out. You are now focused on you. This is the reason why I wanted to see what was next, because these two cards were talking to each other. Eight of Pentacles talks about, what are you doing? You're focusing on you now. There ain't nobody else in this picture. See, this whole time, this person has been distracting you from things that are better for you. Period. There is no other way you can explain it. How can you say that you are high vibrational when you are constantly with a person that is not nowhere near where they need to be? If the person has all these addictions and these problems, are they not rubbing off on you? And you going outside telling your friends about how good of a person you are. Oh, I'm such a good person. And you could be. Oh, I'm such a good person. And, I wish he was on my level. I wish they were on my level. And you ain't, what level are you on? The Eight of Pentacles talks about there's things that you have to work on within yourself, because what are you seeing in them? What are you seeing in them? It should be a turn off to you. You want to know why? Because I know for a fact with certain men, and talk about the people that I've I've read for, and it only happens with men, by the way, because women already know if they're not attracted to the person, it's a turn off. Women don't even really get, y'all don't even pick up the phone, right? But if a man gets involved with a woman and he notices that she's not on his level, I promise you the cutoff is sickening. Don't pick up the phone. He don't feel nothing, because now he has graduated. He see himself a little bit differently. Men graduate differently than women. Women is a little bit more tolerant. Men are not. Divine masculines are not as tolerant when they are building. Most of you women, you know that. So now that you are focusing on you, you don't see yourself the same, and you don't see the person that you've been dealing with the same way either. Why do you think they say when people they become millionaires, they move to different neighborhoods? Because if you are a multi-millionaire living in a hood, you got some person down the street trying to figure out how they're going to get in your house and steal your shit. You may mean well, but that doesn't mean the other person do. So you're going to have to change your environment. And that happens in relationships as well. And so because you did that, and because you will do that if you haven't already, the outcome of it is that mature person. Then you start facing your king. Then that's when your queen comes along that has the maturity to love you without being afraid. So the person doesn't have to grow. And it's not your person's fault. It's not saying that it's their fault because they've been hurt and they've been abused and abandoned. It's not saying that. But I also see that they had opportunities to change. I've seen that they have plenty of opportunities to grow throughout the years, because a lot of you have been dealing with this person for years. You've made excuses for them and they made excuses for themselves. But with the king, he's already exactly where you want to be. And for a lot of you, where you already are. And there is no fixing here. The Eight of Pentacles is like not saying that you're fixing someone before you come. You fix yourself. And once you become what you want to be, then that is when the person that you are meant to be with arrives. Now I'm going to go ahead and get your last two cards here. This is going to be for Taurus. Taurus love. This is not an outcome like, oh, this is the finale. No, this is just part of what you're going to experience in the future. Okay. Thank you. That's what I was waiting for. One more. If not, I'll go ahead and shuffle. Thank you. At the bottom of the deck, you have the Knight of Swords. Look at that moon. You got the moon card, and you got the Page of Cups. I would definitely say that it's so funny because that's like the eclipse. That is so crazy. What is this eclipse triggering for you? Because right next to it is the page. There it is. Right next to it, it's someone who's just insecure, immature, and you know, they love you the way that they can. But what is the moon revealing? I feel like part of the moon card, it talks about you. It's something that you've been sleeping on. You see the cat sleeping on a branch there? I feel like this is something that you are going to peacefully move on from personally, but the moon really does talk about your feelings. That's what it does. It affects your mood, affects your feelings, that type of stuff. And I'm not going to say this is going to be easy with you walking away from this person. I do not believe so. I think I've told you this before a million times, but I'm going to be honest with you. That moon is depression. It's sadness. It's a reality. And what was that reality? The page was the answer. That this is all you're going to get from them. You're not going to get the king. You're not going to get someone who's going to be having dinner waiting for you when you come in the house. They're not going to pick up the kids on time. They're not going to be up early cooking breakfast. This is not the type of person that you have been wanting since you were young. You're only going to get what they have to offer you. And the reality is that it's a very sombering time, right? Meaning it is not a good feeling. The Knight of Swords is the action of quickness. You're going to have to learn how to say no and move on just as quickly, because you've been in this energy of dragging your feet with this person and it's not working when you do it that way. You're going to have someone who's going to come in here and change your life if you let them, because I see them. But you can only do that once you fix yourself. 8 of Pentacles. You are not who you think you are. I'm not saying that I am either. Don't get it twisted. Don't ever think that I'm talking about you and I'm not talking about myself. I only know because I've been there. I thought I was cool in the game. I was fine. I was mature. I'm spiritually enlightened. I got all these powers, these supernatural powers and these abilities that I have. What you gonna tell me about somebody? That don't mean nothing when you are in love with somebody. That don't mean nothing when you want to see the person the way through your own eyes. It has nothing to do with you. But the universe is saying you have to fix yourself because part of you is being hidden as well with that moon card. It's something within you that you don't see. And now it's going to be revealed. And like I told Sagittarius, I think I told them the other day, and I think that was the only sign that I actually said this to. I really do believe that this is triggering something within you, and you're going to start seeing something very soon. Even within yourself, that's going to surprise you. But that's what I have for you, beautiful Taurus. Thank you guys so much for coming back to my channel. If you guys are interested in a personal reading, all of that is below. I am going to try to come on a little bit more lives. I apologize. You guys already know, yeah, life is lifing over here, okay? I will see you guys soon. If you're interested, everything is below. Love you guys. Have a good night. Bye.